for Panasonic 3DO. Okay, so this should be a racing game, maybe like Mario Kart, I don't know, Wacky Wheels, Wacky Racers. This was also released for Sega 32X and DOS. LG Electronics. Oh, that's nice. Proper animated intro. Okay, first prize. Yeah, this looks like nice, cartoony slapstick, you know. Caveman, you know, Flintstones type of racing game, you know, with Flintstones humor and Flintstones vehicles and dinosaurs. Yeah, again, this looks like something you would see on Amiga. See, opening menu. Okay. Select easy for now. 2 player, 1 player, 4 laps, audio test. Yeah, it's interesting to play these, you know, these Jaguar and 3DO games that probably were never ported on, you know, like Nintendo or Sega or PlayStation. They're usually made by companies that were like, they probably made like only 1 or 2 games, and then they went bust. So I don't know. Usually they are quite low quality, and you can see that they didn't have a big budget. Usually the games themselves probably weren't very good and memorable. You know, it's probably 3DO, they just asked that, hey, you make games, we've seen you make games for DOS. You want to make game for us, our upcoming system, 3DO? Just make something, like, you know, racing game, can you do that? Good. And then they had like 6 months to build a game for a new system, learn how to program it. With low budget, probably the team only had like 20 people maximum. It was their first game, and then they needed to know how to market it. They didn't have any marketing budget, so yeah, it wasn't probably very job that you know gave a lot. Well, they learned how to make games, but probably they didn't make any money out of it. Okay. So we have it seems that this combines the idea of Mario Kart Double Dash, so we have like double teams as well. Let's select these. Move over, sister. Jimmy and Bob. Okay, who are you? Chuck and Junior. Okay, they're just like Double Dash. 2 teams. It's like a side bike, you know, sidecar racing. Shadow and Sid. I like the art style. It reminds me a little bit of a Earthworm Jim. Granity and Tina. Okay, whatever. Okay, press start to choose. Yeah, I feel that this will run like 5 frames per second. Yeah, was just as I thought. Oh my god, so hard to look at. If you want to do a racing game and you have a like new engine, just make sure first that it runs 60 frames per second or 50 frames per second. Whatever you want to have in the game, just make sure it doesn't affect the frame rate, because this is not good. Do you have any items? Is it like Mario Kart? I haven't like a screech I can do. Oh, wait a second, I have a turbo. It's so difficult to control because of the frame rate. Can I use this for anything? Shit. I lose all my places. Forward. Okay, I think I can continue. So I don't know, I had like a couple of boosts. Is that like my life meter? That skeleton. Yeah, sometimes on my YouTube channel I have read manuals, but I don't know if I should read these 3DO manuals, even if they exist. I don't know. Maybe someone has scanned a manual for this one. So yeah, it doesn't play well. Bad graphics, doesn't control well. Music is quite simple, but I appreciate the the cartoony art style. That's the only thing. If this was running well and it was more interesting, I wouldn't bash it so much. Okay, where's the road? It seems that there's like health. Anytime you get bumped on a driver, you lose some of your health, as indicated by the skeleton or the bone of that dinosaur. And they now have that boost button. I see that they're quite, you know, ambitious, you know. Here you have like front lights that actually illuminate the environment, but it's just that it looks so bad and it's running so slow that I think it suffers so much just for that reason. Otherwise, it could be a proper game. And another thing is that it lacks like you know, there's no items, there's no like jumps. These are all like flat tracks. There's no shortcuts, as far as I know. I've seen. So it's not very interesting, you know. You know, you just hold the accelerating button and then try not to crash anything. Okay, there were bones, so it seems that they are like meant to be like those power generators in F-Zero. So if you get damaged, you can get your health back by going through those meat pork chops. Yeah, well, I think this is better game than at least the Autobahn Tokyo, but still I'm not enjoying this at all. And I just realized that there's no like brake button. At least I don't know. Happening. Okay, so let's try the boost. Yeah, if this was using mode 7, you know, this would be better, because at least mode 7 had proper frame rate. It seems that you know, the frame rate issue wasn't like a thing that game developers even cared about, you know. They were just, okay, well, it runs. It doesn't run perfectly, but whatever. Can still publish the game, you know. It's not a game-breaking deal, you know. If it runs poorly, you know, there are other games that run with lower frame rates or just as low frame rates as our game, so it's not a big deal. So nowadays, obviously, if you had a game in development or in alpha stage that would run this bad, you wouldn't ever imagine that you would release it. But you know, in the 90s, you would accept that, okay, so your game didn't run smoothly, whatever. Even Nintendo, you know, Ocarina of Time runs like 18 frames per second sometimes, and Nintendo thought that, okay, it doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be smooth. And many games, you know, had a big frame drops, and they didn't care to fix those. They just assumed that okay, the players can tolerate those frame drops, whatever, they will buy the game anyway. So I think it was only probably maybe from PlayStation 2 era, so it's that fifth generation of consoles, they started to pay attention to the frame rate. So after that, you couldn't release a game that had poor frame rates anymore. And if you had frame drops in a game, that would affect the rating quite badly. But you know, in the mid-90s, it wasn't such a big deal. Maybe you lost a few points, but okay. Okay, this stage has actually it's the first one that seems to have some kind of a, you know, action going on. You know, it's just not straight flat surface. We also have jumps. Okay, Super Mario Kart for Super NES didn't have any elevation changes, it only had the jumps as well, so still it was better than this one. It ran well. This hurts to look at. I think it's running, I don't know how many frames that is, but it's probably 5 frames per second. I'm about to die. Where do I get more health? Need more health. Bike wrecked. Okay, I actually retired. That's interesting. What now? That's it? Okay, you can continue. Yeah, there's the health if you want back. I don't know, is there doesn't seem to be a break button. Whoa! Oh my god, it seems that the frame rate gets even lower when you do the jump. Good god, good grief, like Charlie Brown would say. God. It's always this same plant. Come on! Oh my god, I'm gonna get killed. Crying out loud. Okay, this is unbearable. This is just horrible. Yeah, when you play these, you know, these 3DO games, CDI games, it just shows that at least when you played a Nintendo game, you had a Nintendo seal of quality, which usually you still had bad games here and there, you know, like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, but you know, they didn't technically, they run usually quite well, and there's no like problems in the game mechanics, you know. This is just horrible. I don't know if this is an emulation issue. Does it run this slowly on a real console? But this is just unbelievably bad. Okay. I don't know how many races there are, but look at this map. So simple again. It's just a circle. Didn't they have any imagination when creating these tracks, you know? It's like the most simple track you can make if you have like a track editor. You're like a 4-year-old. They didn't put any effort on creating these circuits. The only effort is creating these characters. Have them drawn. So yeah, this is, you know, Mario Kart came out like 2-3 years before this one. So if they saw Mario Kart, couldn't they at least emulate what they did on Nintendo? Because you know, if you want to have a racing game, copy the best. That's Nintendo. If you want to do a platformer, check what Super Mario World or Yoshi's Island, or if it's a 3D game, do what Super Mario Sunshine. Have similar control as Super Mario Sunshine, so you cannot go wrong if you copy the best. And then have your own, you know, characters and own prehistoric theme in the game. But first, make the game feel and play well, like the best game ever. I understand that maybe 3DO couldn't pull off Mode 7 graphics, and this is like emulating again 3D. So this early 3D game, but if you cannot do 60 frames per second for a 3D game, then do a 2D game. Still going. Just gonna play the whole championship, you know. See if there's like an ending screen. There seems to be that, you know, this attack you can do, but it's very difficult to very difficult to pull off, because you have to be just you know, exactly next to your competitor. I already got so much damage that I'm halfly down already. So yeah, I appreciate that they had like this, like, you know, survival mechanic in this game, but you know, like F-Zero, you have to survive, not take too much damage, but you know, could they have also like items like Mario Kart? So yeah, this was also released for MS-DOS and 32X, so I don't know if it runs worse or better on those consoles. Hopefully better. Maybe it's only 3DO that sucks. Yeah, and the music. Man. Why is it so quiet? I can't even... just drums. Some FM instruments. So wasn't 3DO like CD based console, so it should have a like CD audio. Why is there no like a proper orchestral score? What's the use of CD if you don't fill the whole 700 megabytes with data? You know, this feels like this game only took like maybe 30 megabytes maximum. Doesn't really feel like this would fill a whole CD. This could be put on a diskette, a couple of diskettes. Okay, I think I won. If this was the last race, I don't know. It's another level. It's a long cup. Okay, it's a tunnel. This isn't hard to look at, you know. Oh my god. It's like a racing game in a 3D Wolfenstein. Oh my god. Look at this. Look at this crap. Can't do hairpin corners here. I don't know how do I keep winning? This is unbelievably frustrating. No sense of speed. No sense of control. Again, there's no brake button. It's only like that screech button and then the boost button, which I probably don't want to use because there's so many corners here, but there's no brake button as far as I know. I'm sliding like crazy here. Oh my god, it feels like I'm playing like a 1994 game with the 1989 PC. It's barely playable, you know. If you play like if you play Quake on a computer that's like 5 years old, that was like 5 years old in 1996, probably run as good as this one. So only like a couple of frames per second. I think this is lower than 6 frames per second. I think this is more like 4 frames per second. How on earth was this game released at this stage? This is not. If you play this and play Mario Kart or F-Zero and play this, why on earth would you release this game? Oh God. Holy shit. It looks much better when I fast forward, then at least it's running like maybe 24 frames per second. Okay, still going. How many levels there are? Wasn't even said how many levels there are. 10. Because in Mario Kart it was 5. And in later Mario Kart it would be 4 per cup. This has lasted like, this is like 8th race by now, I think. You have to give them credit that they are, at least they are like keeping the, you know, the PC, you know, theme. It's like, you know, like you know, jungle, and you have a lava. I don't know what the lava has to do with the BC. Maybe it's because, you know, there was lava because dinosaurs got killed. And the whole world went in flames when the meteor hit the Mexico in 65 millions BC. Yeah, I in Joe and Mac Caveman Ninja game also had like a volcano stages in the later of the, I think it was one of the second last level had like a lava and stuff. But yeah, I would rather be playing Joe and Mac than this one. This is just horrible. Just want to see if there's like any celebration sequence. Okay, is that all? I think this is the end. Yeah. Congratulations, you have completed the easy level. Now try one of the harder levels. No prize ceremony, nothing like Mario Kart. Just the same picture and text. Yeah, I'm so disappointed. Yeah. Crappy game. Crap console. What more did you expect? Okay, bye bye.